All right, joining me at this time is a local hip hop artist here out of Lexington, Kentucky, and he's a wrestling fan as well,
Oh
representing
yeah, absolutely.
representing the Pardon My Insanity crew. Creetin the Crow is here on the air on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Just working every day and sitting in the studio right now, chilling. I'm glad I got this opportunity. Love getting to talk about stuff like this. I'm glad you had me on.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's rare that I get fans on to talk. I usually get wrestlers and bookers and promoters, things like that. But every now and then I will get a fan on to talk, speak his or her mind and recap and stuff. So, again, thank you for being on. Before we get to the wrestling stuff, I want to get to you musically. Um, the Kentucky Music Showcase is coming up in
Oh yeah, it's gonna be something huge, man.
yeah, in a few weeks. Now, there's a lot of performers on the card. Are you performing that day?
Yeah, I'm actually performing twice that day.
Ah, okay. So for those who talk a little bit about this showcase, and there's a huge cost behind this as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Working with eLoud, a nonprofit group, and we're just trying to get music available to kids, because we get a lot of, kids saying that they really wish they could do what we do, and they don't have money. Their parents can't afford to, get them classes and instruments, stuff like that. So we're working with Central Music Academy and just trying everything we can, taking donations, uh, doing volunteer work, and just really trying to help out the kids in the community. Now, this show that we're doing, it's going to be from 11 to 11 all day long, out where the night market is, Lexington, Kentucky, to the corner of Loudon and Limestone. You can't miss us. We've got 32 artists, 2 different stages. We're going to have Hanley's Barbecue out there, cooking, making food all day. West Six Brewing, Mad Scoops. We've got a lot of sponsors. Big John's will be out there. We're doing some gift card giveaways. Working with Aaron's, we might possibly be doing some TV giveaways. So it's going to be family friendly, free admission. Just go out and have a good time with us.
Man, I'm looking at the list of performers here, and some of them who I've interviewed on the Chillin' Show. I've interviewed you. I've interviewed Taylor Hughes. I've interviewed a plethora of performers, and it's all for a great cause. It's a free admission. It's on September the 10th. The address is 700 Bryan Avenue, and this may be one of the most anticipated local music shows out there in all of Lexington. So
Oh, yeah.
go.
And we're going to do our best to make sure, there's something going on all day and everybody's having a good time. Bring your kids, and, it's all for a good cause. I mean, if you want to come out and help out, we accept volunteers. Anyway, if you just want to come out and have some fun, or you want to help out and help the community, we appreciate it all.
And I also want to let people know as it pertains to the showcase, I will be attending as well. I'm going to be doing video interviews with majority of the performers throughout the day. It pretty much depends on my work schedule. If I'm off on Saturday, I'll be there the whole way. And if not, I'll be there half of the show then, so half of the showcase. So everyone go check it out. It's all for a good cause. There's a variety of music that
Oh
you
yeah, and
get to
it's
hear.
not just one set. These are artists, different styles of music from all over the state. It's not just going to be one thing. It's a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, man. So I wanted to kick off the interview with that. Let's go ahead and get to the wrestling talk, man. So we are days removed from a very busy SummerSlam weekend. A lot has happened, good and bad. Did you get a chance? Did you also watch Takeover Brooklyn this past Saturday?
I had to work. I wanted to. I was set to, and I worked. But
Uh,
yeah, so I didn't get to catch much of that. I'm not really much up on that. I'm gonna go back and watch it on the WWE Network.
Okay. So,
So,
we'll just talk SummerSlam then. So, it was 4 hours. It was at Brooklyn. Finn Balor is the new champion.
I was,
Unfortunately,
yeah, he had to relinquish the title, and that's,
yeah,
I really like Finn Balor.
yeah.
I really like his style, and I like the whole Demon King alter ego persona.
Oh yeah,
So,
and and Seth Rollins has been getting a bad rap for quite some time. He's been considered. He's building a reckless reputation, and I will count.
yeah, I can see that.
And I will count the ways he broke John Cena's nose. He powerbombed Sting into retirement, and powerbombed Finn Balor out of into the shelf for 6 months. And now you got people like Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever
The
will
best there
be.
ever will be. Yes, sir.
He's basically telling him, gotta be a little bit more careful with the moves that he's done. And this is the same guy whom the WWE banned the curb stomp. Now, he did that move back in the days with the Shield. And then when he joined
Right.
the Authority, he went on to use the pedigree as his finishing maneuver. I guess the worst that could happen as it pertains to curb stomp is a concussion, but we really haven't gotten many reports on people ended up with concussions because of the curb stomp. So,
Right.
and the defense, the only defense that Seth Rollins supporters can have is that John Cena had the broken nose, but he finished the match. Finn Balor,
Right.
Sting had his neck injury, neck was messed up. He finished the match. And Finn Balor, that when I first watched it, I'm thinking, okay, he maybe it was a little sore, and then he got back up, and then when people say he had to pop his shoulder or whatever
Yeah,
before,
now see, I knew something had happened
yeah,
when I watched it. When he hit the barricade,
yeah,
I saw his arm go back. I knew it had to hurt, but
yeah.
I watched him twist, and I thought he was just, I
Mm.
didn't know it completely dislocated.
Wrestlers, people can say what they want about them, but they are tough athletes.
Oh, they definitely are. That
Yeah,
stuff is no joke.
yes,
I've actually been involved in it before. JCW,
yeah.
I did a tryout once, and I'll never do that again. I tell you what, I couldn't turn my head for 3 days, messed my neck up, my back. Those are some tough guys to do what they do.
Oh yeah. So, Finn Balor get well soon, and hopefully he'll definitely be back in time for WrestleMania next year. So that's at least a good sign. So they'll probably save him for the Royal Rumble next year. That is if he's clear in time.
Well, see, the dedication he had, and just off of what we just saw with him, he doesn't care. He's going to stay in there. He's going to entertain us and do whatever he can, even if he isn't paying. That's the type of champion that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, my favorite match of SummerSlam, I got to go with Cena versus AJ. That stole the show to me. That the crowd was into it. Both men going back and forth. There was no interference at all. Let them fight. Let's see who's the better man. And to
Oh,
AJ's,
man, John Cena thought he had it, man. I'll never
yeah,
forget the look on his face when he
yeah,
thought he put him away.
with that super AA off the top rope. Usually
Yes.
Cena wins with that match, but AJ still has some ounce left in him. And I'm like, okay, well, AJ beat him at Money in the Bank, so I'm thinking maybe Cena's going to even the score. But clearly that wasn't the case. And then after the match, Cena dropped the armband in the middle of the ring, which now leads to speculation as to what does the future hold for John Cena. Is he going to retire? Is he taking a break? Is he literally giving up? Is this what the haters want? You know, but
I don't believe so. Honestly, I think this is a point where they might, for the first time ever, turn John Cena to a bad guy. That's just purely speculation.
yeah, that's
But
that is what people have been wanting for many years, and for some reason Cena won't go for it. I don't know if it's his decision or Vince's decision whatsoever. Like, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a Cena fan. No matter what, if he wants to go bad, he'll go bad. If not, then it is what it is. Um, but it that's got to be something up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've been figuring so for a long time because they keep talking about the face that runs the place
Yeah.
and who's going to take over. Who new generation.
Yeah. Someone's gonna.
There has to be a transition somewhere.
Yeah. With the new era, they're focusing on the guys who can carry the company for the next 3 to 5 years. Hence why people like Cena and Orton and Ziggler and Miz, who's been with WWE for a very long time, are on SmackDown. And then you have people like Enzo and Kaz and Anderson Gallows, New Day, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, even Roman Reigns, regardless of what people feel about him. Um, those guys are the future. Those guys are the next top guys, future WrestleMania main eventers, I think. And honestly, I like this brand extension so far. It's giving more.
So the only thing I don't like
Yeah.
about it is the titles. I feel like it's overkill because they've introduced so many more, but they're just inverted colors, and
Oh yeah.
I think it takes away some of the fun. Like keep the titles you got, and when the two brands do meet, like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, they can see if that show can take the title from the other show. Just that would make it more fun for me.
I guess the reason why now that SmackDown Live now has both women and tag team titles is the motivation side of it. They need
Yeah,
something
I
to
can
be
see that.
motivated for. You can't just have them go around competing in matches. I mean, you already have the WWE Championship. You already have the Intercontinental Championship. You have 6 tag teams on SmackDown Live, and you have now 7 with women with the addition of Nikki Bella. So that pretty much it was bound to happen, having a woman and tag team championship. And I mean, it was presented as of this past Tuesday, and now those titles will be new champions will be crowned at the Backlash pay-per-view. And now AJ Styles will be going up against Dean Ambrose for the WWE title. That's your main event.
Right.
The with the momentum that AJ Styles has been getting, you think third time's the charm? You think he's going to beat Ambrose at Backlash?
Honestly, I don't believe so. Dean Ambrose is my guy. I like everything about him. Even if I thought he was going to lose, I would never admit that. I'm an Ambrose fan through and through.
Ambrose is quite the character, and I actually like the back and forth between he and Ziggler in the weeks leading up to SummerSlam, especially Ambrose trying to lit a fire underneath Ziggler somewhere, talking about
Oh
how,
yeah, definitely getting him motivated, and
trying to,
because
yeah,
he wants a competitor. He's a lunatic French. He wants a fight, so he's going to do anything in his power to bring that out.
And there was a part of the match when Ambrose he was twerking a little bit. He was trying to mock Ziggler there. He was trying to do a little shaking here and there. But Ambrose, he's been real good as a champion thus far. And Ambrose, he's a main eventer. He's the top guy on SmackDown, and it's not just because of the championship. It's because of the hard work he's put and all that he's been through, being with the Shield and now on his own as a singles competitor. That in WWE have trust him that he could be that next top guy. And now that he's on SmackDown, he's literally the top guy until otherwise.
Oh yeah.
So, and then also what happened, other moments that stood out. Jon Stewart hosted
Oh man.
SummerSlam for the second year. Now last year, much to my chagrin, he caused John Cena to be a historic 16-time world champion. And then now, this past Sunday, he almost got the case of ring pulsitis. Uh,
Yeah.
by Anderson and Gallows. New Day came to the rescue. New Day,
Yeah,
I
Big
mean
E.
Biggie. Uh, yeah, that sighting that he had to go through a few weeks back. Yeah, and we've seen it many times, and usually they shake it off. But clearly, Biggie literally hurt his Biggie that he had to be sidelined for a few weeks. But he's back, and New Day has now been tag team champions for over a year now. And
Yeah.
but I think that reign's gonna come to an end come Clash of Champions. Anderson and Gallows, they'll get their rematch, uh, and they will take the belts from those guys. It was good while it lasted, from the power of positivity, but you didn't sign Anderson and Gallows just to be some team on the side. These guys
Right.
have,
No, they're there to take over.
yeah, they've dominated in Japan. They dominated in Ring of Honor, and they came to WWE to do the same thing, slowly but surely. And now they might as well make it official. Now with Big E back in the mix, and have the rematch for the tag team titles at the Clash of Champions.
Right.
So also what happened? So you have Cena and AJ, Ambrose, and Ziggler. I mean, also the women's match. I want to get to the ladies. Gosh, I love
Yeah,
the
see,
ladies.
that was honestly my favorite match
Yeah,
of the night. I really enjoyed the women's division and the change that they went
oh
through,
yeah,
because I actually take it serious now. Like, those
yeah,
are competitors. The
yeah,
Queen and the Boss, they show out every time they're in the ring.
yeah. That match they had in July, I think it was the night after Battleground. They did the damn thing, and
Oh, absolutely.
Charlotte, well not Sasha, excuse me, finally breaks through, finally gets the championship. And I know a lot of people were shocked when she lost the title to Charlotte, but there's a reason behind the scenes why Sasha lost the championship, because she's has had some nagging injuries.
Right.
And you gotta give wrestlers credit. They know they are banged up and bruised, and they do a good job trying to hide it. But clearly, it showed at SummerSlam. There was moments when Sasha wasn't Sasha, but she fought through it, and she gave it all she had.
Yeah,
So
left it all in the ring.
yeah, left it all in the ring, and with Sasha on the shelf for a while, here come NXT's Bayley and coming in. And, the women's division, as you said, they all taking it serious. It's a lot more wrestling involved and better athletes than it was years back. And I did watch the Women's Evolution documentary just to see how far it comes. And definitely people like Sasha and Charlotte and Becky, uh, they all played a role in help resurrecting that women's division. And they're not even calling themselves divas anymore, so that's even better
Right.
to me. So
See, normally, like back in the day, it would come on, I'd flip to another channel, wait for it to be over. It was just a bunch of talking and slapping, hair pulling. Now they get down and do the same thing and do. You know,
basically,
Hey,
with them being called superstars, that means they're going to be treated equal, and they're going to get equal opportunities. And you know, I mean, good for them. Long time coming. People want, and I guess people wonder what took WWE so long. I guess it was just a matter of bringing in, wrestlers, not models, wrestlers, and
right.
eventually they got the ones that they need. Um, now, Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton.
That was
Let's,
brutal.
yeah. Um, Now, remember when Chris Jericho told Randy Orton at the highlight reel at Battleground after when he said no enhancement required. That was referring to Brock's not one but two failed drug tests.
Right.
And Jericho basically said you're gonna pay for that remark. And boy, did Randy Orton literally pay. If you didn't think that Brock Lesnar took that personal, uh, then Randy Orton would not be having 10 stitches on his head
Right.
right now. Yeah, and that wasn't Brock Lesnar the wrestler in those closing moments. That was Brock Lesnar the MMA fighter who
And
took it.
that's exactly what I said. That he's really aggressive. He doesn't care to get suspended or fined because he's already got money from somewhere else. It doesn't matter to him. He's there to hurt people.
Oh yeah, and people act like John Cena got dominated at SummerSlam years back. Yeah, Cena lost, but he wasn't left blood. And Brock Lesnar, they know what he can do, and they use it to their and they let Brock be Brock. And to Randy, he took a beating, but he didn't whine and complain about it. He man up to it, and he was on SmackDown a few days later. A lot of people would have just said, I'm gonna take the week off," but Randy's
Right.
not that guy. So um, then, what's up with these wrestlers being suspended, man? Like you had Dario, you had Paige, you have Eva Marie. They all got suspended in days leading up to SummerSlam. Now, for people that don't know, WWE has this talent wellness policy. Basically, what that is that all these wrestlers, they get randomly drug tested, and for all three, Dario, Paige, and Eva, that was their first violation. They get suspended for 30 days. Second violation, failed drug test, is a 60-day suspension. Third violation is a termination of your contract.
Right.
So yeah, WWE, they are the only pro company that has something like this. So now when they announce these suspensions, they don't usually reveal what was the drug test they were tested for. So you have to go to the dirt sheets for all that. Now Eva Marie is the only person who has spoke. Well, not Eva Marie per se, but her husband Jonathan, who you've seen on Total Divas. He's spoke very angrily about it. Bottom line is, this is not like football or these other sports. When you fail a drug test, you can appeal. Basically, you fail a drug test, you get suspended, you take your suspension, no questions asked. So it is what it is, and that's 5 people have failed a drug test. Roman Reigns failed a
Right.
drug test earlier this year, and one of the members of the Ascension, he failed a drug test. You didn't hear a peep out of that dude from the Ascension. He took his suspension, and now he's back with him. And Roman Reigns, he owned up to his failed drug test, got back just in time for Battleground. Now,
Right.
so
Well, then, go, yeah.
yeah,
I know a couple of them with, marijuana and
yeah,
stuff like that. I mean, for Dean Ambrose, he smokes and drinks. You can tell by looking at him. He parties. you know.
oh yeah,
So,
yeah. He definitely looks like he's on a little something, something.
right. So, I mean, nobody was really shocked and nobody cared really about that. But Roman Reigns, he took a lot of heat.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
they put him in the dirt.
yeah he's been getting a lot of hate for a little over a year now, and I guess they feel WWE is trying to make the fans think that he could be the next successful good guy, but the fans, they just don't like this guy. A lot of fans
Right.
are not feeling him, and they don't appreciate of Roman Reigns being shoved down their throat as the top guy. It's not the fact that he's wrestling; it's just WWE wants him to be the top good guy, and that's just not the case. I think.
Right. Yeah, the fans are are
Yeah.
gonna get stuck in that mindset because he's been the bad guy for so long. They've made it really hard for them to transition him into being a good guy.
And not only that, you still look like the guy from the Shield with the outfit that you wear, and
Right.
it's like, eh, it is
I
what
think
it.
Dean Ambrose is the only one who doesn't still dress like that.
Yeah, Ambrose, he just wears a shirt, jeans, and Seth Rollins looks like he's a Power Ranger at times. Total different attire. Um, Now we got Raw next week, and with the Universal Championship is vacated at the moment, we got a fatal four-way.
Oh yeah, I'm dying to see that.
We got Big Cass, Kevin Owens, Roman, and Rollins. Fatal four-way main event to determine new champion. I'm just going to exclude Big Cass and KO because I don't think none of them are going to win that belt. It's pretty much down to Roman or Rollins. And
I'm with you 100% there.
So you got Roman who failed the draw test, and then you have Seth Rollins who's got a reckless reputation. So one of those guys are going to be a champion leading up to Clash of Champions. And despite the reckless reputation, whether it's fair or unfair, I think Seth Rollins is going to be the new champion come Monday night.
I do too. That's where it's all pointing.
So.
Yeah. I honestly thought they were gonna, that match with Rusev or whatever. I didn't expect it to go how it did. I thought Roman Reigns was gonna come out of that United States champion.
I guess that's one of the main things I didn't like about SummerSlam is that your semi-main event, which was Roman and Rusev, that match got thrown out because Roman went ballistic, and then the outcome of Brock and Orton and the way that ended it. And not only that, I read an article where Jericho and Orton, they had a confrontation towards each other backstage during SummerSlam. Right. Brock, now this is a guy who he's not an every week person. He doesn't show up every week. He's there for special occasions. And it was reported, I think it was yesterday, that USDA has announced he is temporarily suspended as they continue to gather all the details of the two fair drug tests. So for Brock, you still getting that WWE money, but he may be losing that money, some money that he won, that he got from that fight with Mike Hunt, and he may be facing a 2-year ban from MMA fighting. But he's temporarily suspended at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. But Creetin, man, it was great talking to you to the first half of the show. I want to thank you so much for being on. And
thank you for having me, man.
And again, Kentucky Music Showcase, that is coming up on September the 10th. You can look it up on Facebook. There is an event page for more info. Look up Kentucky Music Showcase, and you get all the list of performers and see what else they have in store leading up to the big show. From my understanding, I think you're giving away some CDs.
Oh yes, absolutely. Meet me out there. I'll be giving away 10 of my latest album. Just giving away for free. So find me out there and get them before they're gone.
Save one for me, because I'm definitely going to get one of those. You have a good night, man. Have a good weekend.
I'll catch you later, and I'll see you out there.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
That's my homie, Creetin the Crow, representing part of my insanity.